I began my career working as a producer in an advertising agency. And one of the things I learned as a producer, video producer, was the concept of a magic line. The rules of filmmaking began by stage play. So the camera is always at a position where the audience is not disorientated by the movement of the camera. So the camera, if it's in this angle, it cannot then move to the point of view of where the backdrop is. When you do that, it disorientates. If you're shooting, it disorientates the viewer, and that is the magic line where you're not supposed to cross. Over the years, this term has been lost because a lot of new film directors crossed the magic line, and the audience, because they've evolved over time, have been able to orientate themselves although the magic line is crossed. But many people, I've noticed, don't know about these rules in video editing. They don't. They go into directing without knowing the basic tools. And that is a danger, because unless you know the rules and why rules were there in the first place, personally, I don't think you should break it. There are many rules, conventions in our workplaces that we follow, and sometimes it's useful to break these because you have a very good reason to break. But unless you know the rules and you understand why the rules were there in the first place, it is not wise to break them. You cannot break them just because somebody else is doing them. You have to go through the process to understand why these rules were there in the first place, and then you break them. Then whatever you do makes sense. Because in my field itself, I've noticed a lot of new directors coming in not knowing the rules and making rubbish films, because it doesn't make any sense if they don't know how things are edited. Just because they see it in a certain sequence doesn't mean the audience can see the same thing. So it's important to have the rules and understand the rules before you start breaking these rules. Hi, good morning. My name is Gerard, and the purpose of this channel of mine is to read a portion of the Bible and then to try to make some sense of it based in today's circumstances. And today's reading is from the book according to Mark chapter 2, verses 23 to 28. On Sabbath day, Jesus happened to be taking a walk through the cornfields, and his disciples began to pick ears of corn as they went along. And the Pharisees said to him, "Look, why are they doing something on the Sabbath day that is forbidden?" And he replied, "Did you never read what David did in his time of need when he and his followers were hungry? How he went to the house of God when Abiathar was high priest, and he ate loaves of offerings which only the priests are allowed to eat, and how he also gave some to the men with him. And he said to them, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is master even of the Sabbath." The gospel of the Lord. So you see here, Jesus breaks the convention, he breaks the laws that were prevalent at the time. Now, many people break speed, when they're driving, they drive fast and break these rules that are made for the rules are made for the benefit of the society. So if you want to break them in circumstances of emergency or something like that, I think it's all right. But don't break them just because you can. Because when you break them, just because you can break them, yes, you can break them and get away with it. But that's a sign of it's a sign of a bad society. If everybody does like you, then there's no laws, and it becomes a very disorganized society. So let's break the rules. If you have to break the rules only if you know why they were there in the first place. You really understand why they were there in the first place. And that is my thought for today. Have a good day.